Hey, where do football players go when they need a new uniform?
Where?
New Jersey.
First and four. You know the name. We came to break.
All right, everyone, welcome to First and Four, the podcast where a father and his firstborn break down America's four biggest sports: football, basketball, baseball, and hockey. Let's get right into it. We'll start with some playoff recap. We'll start with our Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
They so far have split with the Bruins 1-1. Pretty crazy comeback there.
Oh my gosh.
Game one down
2-0.
2-0. Yeah, there in the fourth period, end up winning 4-3.
Third period. Yeah.
Third. What did I say? Did I say fourth?
Period.
Third.
That's all right.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, 4 goals. Third period.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all
But
good.
yeah, and really leading into that game, crazy scenes in Buffalo. I mean, you think of the Bills fans, and it looked the same.
Yeah. Those fans are crazy.
They are.
They're out in the streets, rollerblading around. They've got the mannequin setup or whatever with the guy with the Bruins jersey and people taking shots at him.
Beating the crap out of him.
Get kids out there taking shots at him. But I guess they teach him young there in Buffalo. Is a deal. But yeah, what a game. I didn't get to watch a lot of it because I was driving back from Fort Wayne, Indiana. But I did catch. I flipped it on actually in the car as I was driving, just to listen. I think it was 2-2,
Okay.
and we had just stopped and I started watching and I saw the third goal and I'm like walking out of McDonald's, they're like fist up in the air, like, yes. I mean, I must have people looking at me like, why is this guy like, what is going on? But it was awesome. I mean, that comeback was incredible. Like, it didn't look like they were going to do much. They couldn't get anything past Swayman, and the power plays looked terrible. But then, the magic happened, and Buffalo was going crazy. Those fans, they were ready for something like that.
Yeah,
great playoff atmosphere. So,
Yep. And then game two didn't quite go their way. The best part of game two is having Josh Allen out there beating the drum. They must have someone come in and do that every game, I'm guessing. But yeah, and then he downs a full beer after he pulls it out of his pocket. So that was cool.
That was really cool.
They didn't end up being able to pull ahead in that one. But
hopefully it's not the jinx of Josh Allen.
I know. I saw people say
I mean, that's the only thing with Josh Allen.
Out of playoff game.
Oh, man. Yeah, maybe he doesn't beat the drum next time for him.
Maybe.
But the Bruins look good. Swayman looks tough. They're not getting much past him. It almost did look like they're going to make another comeback, though.
They started trying, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a few goals, and you're like, oh my gosh, are they going to do this again? Just buried too much of a hole being down 4-0 when they started to make that little comeback. So too little, too late for them in that game. But now the series headed back to Boston, so going to be tough going on the road. But I think this might be one that goes 7. I mean, those are two very good teams, and hopefully the goalies start playing a little better. The power play looks a little better.
Definitely a lot of goals scored so far.
Yes, but definitely exciting too.
Yeah, no, it has been. Yeah. But otherwise, I mean, the games in the NHL playoffs have been pretty exciting. Lots of games going to overtime.
Yep.
Some close ones there. I don't know. What else do you have in NHL playoffs?
Yeah, Carolina, I think, pulled one out in overtime the other night. They got the Canadiens and Lightning now tied at 1. And that almost went 2-0 for the Canadiens. Tampa Bay came back late and then won that one in overtime, I think, too. So, that one's 1-1. A big surprise, I think, is the Flyers.
Yeah, the Flyers.
On the Penguins right now, 2-0. And then we're watching the game right now. They're up 3-1 in the third period. And so, I mean, the Flyers should go up 3-0 on the Penguins, which would be huge, the battle for Pennsylvania.
And then I would say another surprise would be that Wild Stars series. The Wild are up 1, but they beat the Stars 6-1 game 1.
Yeah.
Did I say up 1-1? What did I just say? Up 1-0. I don't know what I said. But yeah, so just a beat down in that game. That's one that wasn't close. And to see the Wild, I mean, not come out of nowhere, but the Stars, you know, it's a team that was in the finals just last year.
Yeah.
To So yeah, that's impressive.
And that's another fun one where like these teams. So like you get the Pennsylvania series, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh. That one is like the battle. Like it used to be the Minnesota North Stars. They moved to Dallas. Now you got the Minnesota Wild. It's like the prior team moving and kind of. So there's a connection there between those two teams. Yeah, that is kind of fun too. So yeah, that's been a good one. Gosh, what are the other? The Vegas.
Yeah, so like Vegas is tied with the Mammoth now. I think that series is tied up 1-1.
Yep.
They lost that game last night. Actually, I read the wrong. The series is tied. That's why I said 1-1. The Wild Stars.
Yeah.
I was looking the wrong date.
I thought you did.
Did I? I think I started with that and then I corrected it. And then Avs are up 2-0 on the Kings.
Yeah, the Avs. So they won the President's Trophy, that top in the league. And I was looking at this too. The last team to win the Stanley Cup after winning the President's Trophy for the best regular season, the Blackhawks back in 2012, 2013. Really? So it's been a while. Usually, I mean, it's tough getting through winning the regular season. Then you got to get through the playoffs, 16 games you got to win, and it's a tough stretch. Not a lot of teams do it. So the Avs look really good though. Yeah, and they look hot. So they definitely have a shot to do that this year.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, any other NHL Sabres before we go on to the NBA?
No, I think the only other thing I want to note on the Sabres, this is a fun little stat here. They so the Sabres introduced the beer saber.
Yes.
So did you see this? The big drink on November 21st of this year. Since then, and this was the regular season, I guess. So this doesn't include the playoffs now. But they were 43-14 since they introduced the beer saber. 43-14-4, best record in the league. And they went from 2.85 goals per game, 24th in the league, to 3.86, first in the league. And then they had 3.55 goals against them prior to that, 27th in the league. After they introduced the beer saber, 2.72 goals against, which is third in the league. So beer has saved that team. The beer saber saved the team. Josh Allen, that's why you see him shotgunning that. The more of these people drink in Buffalo, the better the team is. So
yeah, absolutely.
Go beer saber. That's what
perfect. Love it.
Promote that through the playoffs. Maybe that's what Josh Allen.
Maybe
instead of the can, he needed the saber.
It's because he drank out of a can. That's why they lost.
That's what it was. He needs the saber.
All right, so they got to bring him back out to beat the drum next game. He's got to have the saber.
He's got to have the saber.
All right.
Yep.
Okay, and then NBA. I mean, the first round has just been. There's been plenty of blowouts. I mean, we got the Pistons on right now. They're up 16 on the Magic right now. Magic beat them game 1, so that was a surprise.
Yep.
But I imagine the Pistons are going to kind of pull ahead. I think that was more of a fluke that first game. They'll figure it out. I think the biggest surprise I'd say is the Lakers being up 2-0 on the Rockets. Because with Kevin Durant coming back last night, that was a game where I thought that'd be kind of a get right for the Rockets there. But otherwise, the only exciting series I'd say is probably the Nuggets Timberwolves. That's just fun. Jokic, Anthony Edwards. So the fact that one's a first round matchup is more of a shame, but the rest of them, it's just
it's not been interesting. No. And I'll be honest, I haven't watched a lot of the NBA playoffs, but catching a few things here and there. The interesting thing, you talk about the Lakers, Luka's still out. He's still hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're up 2-0. So got to think if he gets back and is healthy, what does that do for that team?
Yeah, LeBron's never lost a series up 2-0.
No.
So that's pretty crazy.
That is pretty crazy. And then Wemby going out with a concussion.
Yes.
He might be out through game 5.
Look good, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, well, and so the NBA, it sounds like the concussion protocol, whatever, isn't quite as strict as, kind of the way the NFL works.
Oh, okay.
So, it could be out till game 5, but couldn't come back a little sooner. I mean, I don't imagine he's back super soon because that didn't look good.
No,
but,
yeah.
That'll be interesting to watch for sure, what happens there.
Yeah. But that might make that series a little more interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. The Blazers tied that up 1-1 now, right? So
but I also don't think the Blazers are any good.
So. No, but without Wemby, that's a big difference for
absolutely.
for the Spurs. So, but I'm focused on hockey, so I'll be honest.
I agree. Yeah, no. I mean, like I said, this first round's not much. Once we get a little deeper in, I think I'll pay a little more attention. I haven't watched much either, but
yeah,
there's nothing on. I'll flip it on. But that's about it.
Yeah, agreed. let's get some better series.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well then let's go on. We'll get into our moving the chains kind of main segment here today. So we kind of mentioned it last week, but we want to just do our own kind of little mock draft. So we're gonna actually was gonna flip a coin, but then I didn't grab a coin. I guess we'll just like rock, paper, scissors for the first pick, and then we'll just go back and forth picking players. That way we don't just like each have our own mock draft for reading off. It makes it a little more exciting, kind of think on the spot.
Yep.
And we'll just kind of see what we come up with, see how accurate we are going into, we're recording on a Wednesday night going into tomorrow.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
And I guess the only other thing before we start, we won't do any like trades or anything like that. We won't try and predict those.
Okay.
Or I guess.
No, that's fine. That's totally fine. Maybe what I'll mention is where I could see potential trades happening. That's what I was thinking.
I think we should talk about where we could see them.
Yeah. But then keep the same team. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the easiest way to do it.
That's probably fair, but I think we'll talk through like if
because there are some trade spots. I think.
Yeah.
As far as drafts go, this seems like one of the more unpredictable ones where I could see.
Totally agree.
A lot of spots people trading out of, a lot of players falling farther than we think. I don't know. There's just a lot of uncertainty.
A lot of uncertainty and a lot of players, like not really like marquee, like quarterbacks and things like that are going to go.
Exactly.
But I think it's going to be very deep in a lot of positions where like, that's where I guess I see some of these trades coming in where like teams may not feel the need to like keep the pick they have, but maybe they need a few second rounders or maybe another first or something like that they want to trade out of. So that's there could be a lot of trades, and we'll mess up kind of what we think here.
And
but
what's huge with the first round, I'm sure I'll probably mention again, but you do get that 5th-year option on those contracts and pick a guy in the first round. So some of these teams towards the end of the first round, like the Seahawks being one of them, I could definitely see trading out for a team that wants to come up and possibly take a Ty Simpson or another impact player they don't think is going to fall to them in the second, or that they just want the 5th-year option on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be interesting. Okay, so let's. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just rock, paper, scissors.
Let's rock, paper, scissors.
Whoever wins just gets first pick.
All right.
The Raiders. All right. Ready?
I wonder who they're going to pick.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Scissors, shoot. All right. Paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. So for anyone just listening on Spotify,
yes, I got
Dad
scissors.
Wins. All right. So you'll take the Raiders first, then we'll just go back and forth from there and run through the whole first.
All right. What are the Raiders going to do at 1?
Gosh, I don't know.
Yeah. So this one's probably very easy. So Fernando Mendoza goes to the Raiders. Yeah, I mean, basically turn that card in right now for them. He's going to be the 1-1 consensus 1-1. We talked about Kirk Cousins going there, going to be able to mentor him. So I'll take Fernando Mendoza first pick off the board.
Yeah. All right. So then the Jets pick second. This pick is the one I think it'll determine kind of the next few picks and what happens. It's either going to be David Bailey or Arvell Reese.
Yep.
It's pretty much set in stone unless for some reason the Jets do trade out of it, which who knows? To be honest with you, I don't know. I think these guys are both great, but I still it's not something I'd completely rule out, especially last year where we didn't really know. Some of those trades were going to have to happen draft day. So I am going to go with David Bailey here. I think both players are great, but Texas Tech defensive end, I just think having that pressure, off the end to anchor that defense is maybe just a little bit more important to the team, to the culture of that defense than a linebacker. So I think for the Jets who are completely starting over, building from the ground up, I just think the defensive end is just more of a core player than a linebacker, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And it's been kind of back and forth as far as the smoke, which guy they're taking. But I'll go David Bailey.
Okay. Well, so I've got number 3. I'm seeing a lot that they might not take this guy.
Cardinals is a weird one.
It is a weird one
because Cardinals pick 3. Yeah,
they've got a lot of. This is another one where you could potentially see them trade out. Where
absolutely, I agree.
They don't necessarily. They need a lot.
They need a lot, but that's do they build up some picks? This is definitely a spot where I could see them. I could see the Titans at 4, both trading out.
Yeah, I agree.
For someone who possibly wants to come up and take Arvell Reese, or there's been smoke about Jeremiah Love, where I don't know if they're serious or not, but maybe they want someone to come up and take him.
Yeah, I would agree. based on if they're going to keep this pick, I guess I'm going to just have them take Arvell Reese. So it's more just from they're going to need some talent. They're going to need some players. They get a really good one here in Reese. 29 starts. He had 3 years at Ohio State, and he can play right away. So it was hearing a little bit. I don't think that they're as interested in him, possibly. Mm-hmm. You never know now either. Like, is that just smoke going up
again? Yeah.
Like, that, they're saying that, and then but I would think maybe they put a little more smoke out that they want him, and then maybe get somebody to trade up for him if they're really interested. So who knows? But I'll stick with Arvell Reese here and get him off the board.
And like I said, there has been some of that smoke about Jeremiah Love to them as well, where I don't think that makes a whole lot of sense for him. I get he's a great player, but I just don't think that's the biggest need or what you need to build around. And I think they just want someone to come up and get him and take him from the Titans at 4, who I think if he's still sitting there, they'll take him. Yeah. If they don't trade out of it. So for the sake of the exercise, I'm going to go Jeremiah Love at the Titans at 4. Okay. I just think that running back room is so desolate. You got Tony Pollard, Tyjae Spears, but that's not doing much for you. You saw it last year. Pollard's another year older, and he's definitely losing a step. And you just want to give Cam Ward all the help, all the weapons you can in his second year, build the confidence. You got Brian Daboll there as the offensive coordinator, who had those couple good years, with Saquon. Never, quite fully unlocked him, I don't think, but that was, I think, more due to just deficiencies around the offense in general.
Yep.
So I think having that anchor of a running back is impactful for an offense that needs to take a step forward.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Jeremiah Love at 4.
All right. So I got the Giants at 5, and they'll have the 10th pick because of that trade with Cincinnati too. So they've got 2 in the top 10. This is another where they could stock a bunch of first-round picks.
Absolutely.
But I think now they're going to focus on defense more than likely. I'm going to take Caleb Downs, safety.
Okay.
With that fifth pick. So another Ohio State guy coming off the board. They've got quite a bit, defensively, which again, I think we talked about. Like, how did these guys not win the national title this past year?
I don't know.
With this defense that they had and the stacked defense. But yeah, Caleb Downs, he's a playmaker going out of Ohio State, and I think the Giants are going to need some playmakers on defense. So I want to have them taking Caleb Downs at the 5 spot.
Yeah, I don't mind that. All right, then I've got the Browns at 6. So that's another spot where it's just
be careful what you say about the Browns.
I know. Yeah, true. They just need so much.
Yeah.
But they also pick later on in the first round. I want to say down 24. I think the Browns' focus in this first round is receiver and offensive line. Mm-hmm. And I think the depth at offensive line, I think there's still going to be a guy down there at 24. So I'm going to pick a receiver for him here at 6.
All right.
I'm going to take Carnell Tate. This is a guy who's pretty commonly mocked here, I think, looking around. But I just think you need, I don't know who's going to be playing quarterback, but as far as receiver goes, they don't have much. And you want a guy that can make that impact, that can elevate the quarterback. And I think you can get that guy on the offensive line later on in the first round.
There'll be 3 Ohio State guys going on the top, 6?
Yeah, with Caleb Downs, Arvell Reese, Carnell Tate.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of Ohio State guys coming off the board right away.
Still got Sonny Styles sitting here on the board, so yeah.
Which is interesting, and I'm going to throw this in here at 6. I do potentially see the Cowboys trading up.
Yep.
To get Sonny Styles at 6.
Mm-hmm. I could see it.
That might be a trade up that they look for, that Cleveland's okay. To your point, Tate and some of these others may be available further down, and they may be okay trading out. I don't think the Browns have a second round pick, so they may trade that out, get their first round pick and a second round in order to get a pick for the second round there. So I could totally see that happening, but again, if we're not doing trades, but be on the lookout for that for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I've got the Washington Commanders and their new unis at number 7. So with Jeremiah Love off the board now, I do think that could be a potential that they'll be waiting for. If he does fall to them, I think they go
totally. Yep.
Love there. So he's off the board. I think they're going to go Reuben Bain So I think they're going to go edge rusher, go Ruben Bain from Miami at that spot. If again Jeremiah Love's not available, I think they're going to go edge. So I'm going to go Ruben Bain from Miami and take him at the next spot. Which Miami also, I feel like, has quite a few players here. Ohio State, Miami are pretty stacked with some talent here for the draft.
Actually, Clemson for some reason, which we'll probably get to later on in the first round, but I don't know how they weren't any better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, defensively especially.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ruben Bain, yeah, I don't mind his short arms, whatever people talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, I think it means something, but I think the right defensive coordinator, if they like the guy, they'll find a way to make it work.
Yep.
So yeah, then I'll go. I've got the Saints at 8, and there's a few different ways I think they could go here. The Saints are a team where, again, I think they need offensive line. I think they need receiver.
Yep.
Olave is really the only guy out there. They lost Shaheed last year, trading him away. However, I think the focus here is offensive line. Put some more protection around. Oh my gosh, what's his name? Shuck.
Oh,
Tyler Shuck. So I'll give the Saints another guy whose name is not pronounced the way it looks like it should be. And Francis. I think the G actually sounds like an O from what I've heard people, or an N. It's Mauinoa, which is not how it looks.
I'm glad you're drafting this guy.
I think that's how you say that. Yeah, no. So
Maui Goa.
Yes, like exactly. That is what it looks like. So yeah. Coming out of Miami, he played tackle at Miami, but I'm sure they can move him around if they need to. And I just think he is kind of consensus the top guy. And I do think they need some more size, some guys up front there. So.
Yep. Okay. All right. So I've got the next pick, and it's the Kansas City Chiefs, which is another interesting one here for the number 9 spot. And with this one, I mean, they could go a lot of different ways here too. I could actually see Kansas City possibly jumping up in one of these trades and getting somebody that they're really eyeing with some of these other teams. So
that's interesting. Okay.
I could see them possibly jumping up if they really want one of these edge guys. So far, I think we've got 2 or 3 edge
guys. Yeah,
edge guys come off. Yeah,
David Bailey, Ruben Bain. That's 2 already.
And maybe Bain's one that they really want. Who knows?
And I could see him falling too, possibly.
Possibly, yeah. But if they're not going to get, one of those top edge guys, because I don't see him kind of sticking around, I guess, for or picking this Messidor from Miami.
Yeah. I just don't think he goes quite that high.
No, exactly.
That's a spot where they trade down if someone wants to come up.
Yep. I think they're going to go wide receiver. So I think they're actually really looking at Jordan Tyson. So I'm going to pick Jordan Tyson from Arizona State. They like this kid a lot. He's got a lot of upside. And there are I think some people had him like 3rd or 4th receiver. Some people had him up as high as like, yeah, exactly. Some people had him up there as high as like the top receiver, which obviously Carnell Tate, you already took off the board, is another one. But I think Tyson is probably, I think the Chiefs are going to see the upside in him, looking for a playmaker. I think they go Jordan Tyson there at 9.
Okay. So you guys put me in a bit of a spot because I was going to, with the Giants, I was going to possibly give him Jordan Tyson, or I was actually going to give him Mansour Delane, the corner from LSU, but they've already gone DB at 5 with Caleb Downs in our draft. So I don't think I'm going to have him take another DB here. I think I'll leave Delane on the board. I actually was going to have him to the Chiefs also, possibly, if I had that pick. So I don't quite want to go DB, and I don't really feel like nothing about the next kind of tier of receivers jumps to me at 10 for the Giants. I think they can take another guy in the 2nd round because they do need a receiver.
I agree.
But I think I'm going to go offensive line for the Giants here. So I'm going to have them take Spencer Fano from Utah. Yes, Utah. I just think, I don't know, similar idea where you bring in John Harbaugh. I think, I know he's not the offense necessarily, but he's the head coach. I think he's going to want to run the ball, lean into Jackson Dart's athleticism a little bit, and you do need the offensive line there to build that up. So I think I'll have them take offensive line. I think that's the best for them at that spot.
So here's my take on that.
Yeah.
I think either they're going to go all in on defense and take Sonny Styles there, or
I forgot.
Yeah, Sonny Styles has not been taken.
I'm actually going to take Sonny Styles because actually
I gave you the pick.
It's fine. Actually, we're going to take Sonny Styles.
Okay. So Styles was still sitting there.
I actually was going to take Sonny Styles at 5 if I had the odd numbers. So
all right. So here's the thing with them. I could see him taking Downs at 10 if he's there, Styles at 5, vice versa, whatever.
Yep.
So they could have both Styles and Downs. It depends on, again, do you pick Styles at 5? The thing is, if Dallas might be chasing Sonny Styles too, and if New York really thinks that Dallas is going to chase him, they may end up taking him at 5. So Dallas doesn't get him. I said New York. New York's going to take him at 5. Make sure Dallas doesn't get him in a trade with Cleveland or Washington. But yeah, so I could see, I see Sonny Styles there as well. Or they trade back, to your point on needing a receiver. Maybe they're trading out of one of these picks to trade down for one of the receivers and get another one. So, but I agree. I'd go Sonny Styles.
All right, I got to do a better job on my spreadsheet here because I just deleted Sonny Styles after
it's tough. 5. It's tough. So, so now I'm up, right?
Yep. Dolphins at 11.
So I think then the Dolphins. Maybe I just talked you out of that, but I think they're going to go offensive lineman. So I'm going to have Fano going to the Dolphins.
Yeah, that's actually what I had to.
Okay.
Before I bumped him up to the Giants. So yes, I actually completely agree with that.
Not I thought I wanted to talk you out of taking him there.
I totally agree. I think that's a better fit for him and for the Dolphins.
Yeah. So I think Fano to the Dolphins makes sense from an offensive line perspective.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So then the Cowboys down here at 12. Again, there's a lot of, maybe it's just smoke, maybe it's not, about them possibly moving up. And this is an interesting spot where, I didn't quite expect some of the DBs to fall here. Maybe that's what I'll do, actually. I'll give them Mansour Delane from LSU. I just think he's fallen here. I don't necessarily, that might not be a huge fall for him necessarily. I just expect him to go sooner. And it is a need. Their defense did get kind of beat up last year. Diggs will be coming back off that, tear his ACL or something in camp? Something like that.
Yeah.
So their secondary just isn't quite what it used to be.
And he didn't look great last season either.
He's kind of, possibly falling off here. So,
yeah.
Yes, I do think that's a spot that can work. I also could very well see them going, Sonny Styles jumping up, or if he falls here, or even defensive line. I think they do go defense.
Yeah.
So I'll give them Delane.
I would agree. They need to address some things on defense there. It's got to be defense. Which is why I think if they're seeing the Giants picking defense, they're going to try and jump up to try and get Styles if he's going to fall that late. But so that'll be interesting to see.
I'm actually happy I'm not making this Rams pick at 13 because I don't know what to do.
I'm with you there. So the Rams, need wise is not great. I could potentially see them as one of the people maybe trading up for Jeremiah Love if I think you took him at 4, right, with the Titans. So like if they're really in love with him,
scary. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, if they're really in love with Jeremiah Love and they want a running back that gives them another, more flexibility there, that would be interesting. McVay likes to run, and I got to catch the ball out of the backfield, so that'll be interesting. If they don't move up and they're sitting here, I don't know. I mean, Tate and Tyson both gone at receiver. I could see him going receiver. I just don't know if they're going to like this guy from USC.
Yeah, it's weird. He's been mocked there a bunch, which I don't know exactly why. I think people just think he fits the system.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
This is a tough pick.
Because I think the guys that are left on the board, if you're looking at the top picks, he's probably next up. So I'm just going to pick him. So Mekhi Lemon,
okay,
from USC. They're going to go receiver here. Let's just take him for the Rams. Like I said, I have a feeling, like looking at the way this is playing out, which is kind of interesting now doing this and thinking about how the teams are going to think through this tomorrow night, seeing these players come off the board. I think if I'm sitting there with the Rams and I'm watching something like this go on, they're going to want to jump up and get one of these other receivers.
Yeah, possibly.
Do something different here. So they may, do they try to get up to where New Orleans is to get Jordan Tyson before the Chiefs get a chance to? I don't know. Like there's something there that I think may happen with the Rams.
Yeah, possibly. It is. It's just like a weird pick.
Yeah.
The Ravens is another one where it's a little difficult. They're here at 14. They just like nothing to me jumps out, but there's needs for sure. I'm gonna have them go offensive line here. Build that up, try and get some more out of Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. I'm gonna have them go Ola. Crap, I heard this guy's name earlier too.
Ola Vega. We'll just go with
Ola Vega. Ola is like what they're calling him. So Ola, and then it's the last name that I struggle with. Ione.
Yeah.
It sucks. I had this down because I listened earlier to make sure I knew it, and I don't know. But yes, Penn State offensive lineman there. Yeah, I don't know. Right. I can't keep saying the same things about offensive linemen over and over again, but they're important. So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough to grade these. We don't watch all the film and everything on these guys to know.
No, we don't have. We're not experts.
No,
we're just having fun.
We're just having fun with this stuff. So, okay, so I got the Buccaneers. So Tampa at 15. Defense is going to be the priority here.
Yes.
So we're looking either edge, corner, linebacker for those guys. They're probably going to go best available at those.
I agree.
I would imagine part of this depends on who they have on their boards. Thieneman is one potentially from Oregon. I've also heard him from Minnesota. I'm actually going to take this guy. I'm going to take Akeem Mesidor from Miami, though. We're going to go edge.
Good I had too.
Yeah,
we're actually matching up a lot here.
Okay, so we're going to go edge. Akeem Mesidor from Miami, which is second Hurricane off the list here too. So,
yeah. All right, the Jets at 16. Another one. I don't know. I don't love this pick. This is terrible. You know what? I'm going to have them be the ones to take Kenyon Sadiq off the board. I think they'll look at him. They'll like the versatility. They need more on that offense. Yeah. They've got Garrett Wilson, and that's about it. I mean, there's just nothing going for them. It's going to be a rebuild kind of a year. Yep. But you want to get that piece where I think if you get the right offensive coordinator, and he can be something.
I like that pick because I do think they need something offensively. I think that receiver might be another way they go, but you've got plenty of options for receiver in the second round. And so I think, getting Sadiq there at 16.
But I also could very well see them going DB. That was kind of what I was.
They could
back and forth on.
Yeah, that might be true too. But I like Sadiq there.
Yeah.
Okay, Detroit at 17. So I think they're going to go offensive lineman again here.
Yep.
So part of this kind of depends on again what
they like,
what they want, what they're looking for. Was there an interior lineman that Taylor Decker? Oh, he's left tackle. Yeah. So I think they got to replace him. So let's go Monroe Freeling from Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go Monroe Freeling from Georgia to Detroit.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Down to the Vikings at 18. You mentioned DB for them. I do think that could work. I'm also just kind of looking at the linebackers we've got left. Nobody's jumping out to me. I think I am going to go DB. I just think some of these guys stand out a little bit more down here. I'm actually going to go Jermod McCoy from Tennessee, corner. And so you mentioned Thieneman. I'm going to leave him for now, but I am going to go with McCoy from Tennessee.
Yeah. Either of those guys I could see come off the board right here. I think either Thieneman or or McCoy is probably the pick that Minnesota goes with. I think they do go DB more than likely. So yeah, it's going to be either corner or safety.
Yes,
at that pick. Okay. Ooh man. Okay, so Carolina at 19. We got some needs here offensively, tight end, wide receiver. So if Sadiq is gone, I do think if Sadiq is there, they're going to take Sadiq.
I think they'll take him. Yeah.
Yeah. If Sadiq's gone, you already selected him. I don't really see a lot of wide receivers that are going to be available right now. So I'm actually going to go defense for them, even though I think they got more needs offensively. But I think for them, they could potentially stretch for like Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana right here. Try and get another wide out. But I'll take Thieneman off the board.
Okay, I like that.
That's safety. What I too. So yeah, I'm going to get Thieneman in there for the Panthers.
I love that. Yeah. Okay, and the Cowboys down here at 20, I actually was thinking DB if they hadn't already taken one. So I actually need to see real quick what I want to do. I think I want to go with defensive line for them. I think my next guy is going to be that Clemson. Yeah. So either TJ Parker, I know he's up here, and then Peter Woods, who aren't quite the same.
So I picked a corner for them at 12, Mansour Delane.
I picked that guy.
Or you did, I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah, because I think...
So you already got a corner.
Yes,
so
exactly.
They need to go,
Yeah, so I'm going to go TJ Parker from Clemson for the Cowboys here. Just beef up the defensive line. I think the offense is pretty set, so I think it double down on defense here.
Yep. Okay. Steelers. So it's interesting because I actually had the guy from Penn State that Ione, however you say his name, potentially going there.
Yeah, they do need some interior.
They do need some interior linemen. So with him off the board, find another guard here that.
Yeah, see, as much as we're talking about the depth at O-line, it's a lot more tackles than guards.
It is. But, okay, so I don't remember who they have at center, the Steelers.
I don't know anymore. I remember Pouncey, but he retired like 5 years ago. Zach Frazier?
I don't know. We're going to take Logan Jones from Iowa.
Okay.
Because I actually think that he might go to Baltimore earlier when you took Ione. And I think that might be the flip.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Yeah, okay.
So those guys might flip, but we'll take Jones off the board for the Steelers at 21. I think they're going to go offensive line, more than likely. It just, we'll have to see who they pick.
Yeah, question of who. All right, the Chargers here at 22. I'm going to go defensive line for them as well, I think. The defensive line was good last year, but I just, for some reason, I feel like that's what they need. I don't actually know. Hold on. We're going to do a little more research on them real quick. Chargers draft needs before I just make sure I'm not kind of going out of nowhere. Edge rusher. Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go Peter Woods from Clemson to beef up the defensive line. Not quite
I like that pick.
He's a tackle, but I think he fits in there.
That's exactly what I had.
Okay,
going to them.
I had it written down, and I kind of like double.
Yep.
Or second guess myself, but yeah, I'm gonna go Peter Woods.
Doesn't really sound like a Harbaugh guy.
It
Peter
does
Woods,
not. No, but I think that's part of the question mark there. But
that doesn't sound like a John or a Jim Harbaugh guy.
No.
But yeah, I think that's where they go. They're 22. So
yeah.
Okay, Philadelphia is who I've got next. I think they're going to go offensive line here then as well. I think they're going to take Caden Proctor from Alabama with their pick there. They could potentially go defense. I think, though, I think they'll go offensive tackle. So
okay, I don't mind that. Proctor. Yeah, the offensive line's aging. They weren't quite as good last year as they've been years past.
They need to address a few things there. The running game really didn't Yeah.
It wasn't the same. No, and I
Wasn't-
think
wasn't
part of that
great.
was the offensive coordinator. There just wasn't as much creativity as there had been the year before.
True, but they didn't have the same push and everything.
No,
on the
absolutely
offensive front,
not.
So I think they got to bolster that. So yeah, we'll go Proctor.
So this puts the Browns, I think, in a weird spot here at 24, where I think offensive line, since I took Carnell Tate for them at 6, offensive line's what they're looking for here too. I would love to go interior, but like I said, there's just not a whole lot of guards that really stand out. We've taken like all the tackles off the board. Should pull up. It's actually the Clemson guy. I just forget his
Blake
name.
Miller.
Blake Miller. There we go.
Yep.
Yes, that's what I'm going to give the Browns here at 24.
Yep.
So a lot of Clemson going on. I fixed back to back Clemson guys.
Yeah. No, it is interesting that, like you said, they didn't really have the best season.
Nope.
But yeah, I could see quite a few guys coming. Okay. Now we got our Chicago Bears. The Bears. So sitting at 25 with the Bears, I think they're going to go defense. And probably defensive tackle is what I had here. So Woods is gone, right?
Yep.
Who are the ones I've been hearing? McDonald or Miller. So we'll go Christian Miller from Georgia with that pick.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to go defensive tackle more than likely. Could go with an edge rusher too, but we'll go interior defensive lineman Christian Miller out of Georgia.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there's a chance they go tackle here to fill that left tackle spot.
Yeah.
Being Bears fans, a little bit more there. But we've taken all the tackles off the board, so that's not happening.
Yeah.
Okay, Bills then at 26. I've heard about them taking a receiver, which makes sense, I think, in concept, but it's just not what they've done in the past, and they just got DJ Moore. So I don't think that's what they do here. I'm going to go defensive line again, I actually think, for the Bills. Bring in some more pressure there. We're going to go... Let's go with McDonald from Ohio State. Caden McDonald. We're running a little low. There's another... Who else was standing out to me that we haven't picked? There's one more guy. Who's still on?
Zion Young is still
Zion Young. That's who
Missouri,
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's kind of the other guy that's still out there, but we'll just go Caden McDonald. I think he's got. I believe he's bigger. Played in the Big Ten. We'll go with him.
Yeah, I could see Zion Young going to the Bears too.
I could
possibly.
Actually, yes.
That might be the pick that they go with.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking up too. The Bears actually haven't selected a defensive player in the first round since 2018, so they've been really hitting offense hard in the first round. So that is one of the reasons I think they focus more defense. But yeah, could be Christian Miller, could be Zion if he's still available there too. Yep. So okay, the Niners at 27. These guys, the needs are not really there. Like as far as like, hey, they got to have something.
So it's like a best player available.
Best available, I think, is that's what I jotted down here for them is best available. I had down O-line, edge, or wide receiver potentially. So if I'm looking at the board, and like who's still out there and who's available, I mean, I didn't pick Zion Young, I guess. You also got Kedrick Falk there from Auburn, another edge rusher. Either of those guys, if they're available here, one of these things, Pro Football Focus actually had Zion Young at a ranking of 40, so quite a bit worse.
Really? Yeah.
I'm wondering. I'm going to go Kedrick Falk from Auburn here.
Okay. Yeah.
So edge, get an edge rusher, get another defensive player. That's what I'll go with for the Niners there.
Okay. Yep. All right, then I've got. Hold on. Let me. The Texans here at 28. So I think they go offensive line. They have got to get that figured out, and it feels like we've been saying that for 2 or 3 years now. I just need to get my next guy up because I keep taking offensive linemen. We already took Blake Miller. Who's kind of my next guy? Let's go. Yeah, we're to the point where I haven't looked at these guys a lot. We'll go Keelan Rutledge from Georgia Tech. I don't know a lot about him, but he's kind of the next offensive lineman kind of on the board here. And I don't really see the Texans going with any other position.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with him. I just think it's enough of a need that it makes sense. Maybe they're a team that trade out of the spot if they're not in love with any of the offensive linemen that are left. I could see that. This could be a spot for one of those teams wanting to trade back in, possibly.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got the next Kansas City, which again, so this is one that they got traded from the Rams. Could potentially see this one come off if the Kansas City does try to trade up for one of those other picks, like we talked about earlier.
Yep.
But if they're sitting here again, if Zion Young's available, another edge guy to pair up there alongside Chris Jones, who's aging, right? Bringing Zion Young and get him in there. And they've got, who's their other edge guy? Kid from Purdue. Can't think of his name.
Oh, Karlaftis.
Yeah,
Karlaftis.
Yep. But anyways, I could see Zion Young going here. Best available edge guy going to the Chiefs there at 29.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
I've got the Dolphins at 30. I'm going to go with Casey Concepcion, wide receiver out of Texas A&M. I think if he falls all the way down here to the Dolphins, I think that's what they got to do.
Mm-hmm.
They are now without Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. They got to give Malik Willis something to work with. Big-bodied guy, awesome to watch at A&M. Had some great highlights. So I think that's what you got to do. You got to pick a receiver here.
Yep. Okay. The Patriots. So assuming they're going to be trading, not trading, but trading
for
in June.
Yeah. AJ Brown.
For AJ Brown. So they're going to have their receiver covered, I think, later on here. I think maybe they go offensive line here also. They could go potentially defensive. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Caleb Lomu, I think is who this is from Utah.
Mm-hmm.
So he can play tackle or guard. So I think we're gonna go with him to the Patriots.
All right, and then to round out the first round, I've got the Seahawks here at 32. They've got a few needs. I'd say defensive line. You got Boye Mafe going out, and then Kobe Bryant to the Bears as well as a safety. So I'd say defensive line or DB is probably where they're looking best.
Mm-hmm.
This could be another best available. I could see linebacker as well if they see someone they like. There's nobody I necessarily love still here at what was I just saying? Defensive
line. Yeah.
I need to get this guy's name. I know who I wanted to take here at corner. It's the guy from Toledo. I just didn't have his name written down. Something super long. I'm gonna get it in just a second. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren.
Okay.
Toledo for some reason always has like a guy up here ranked real high. You had Quinyon Mitchell just a couple years ago. So yeah, I'm gonna go Emmanuel McNeil-Warren. Give them another guy there in the secondary.
Okay.
To fill where Kobe Bryant was playing. So yeah, we'll go with that, and that rounds out our draft.
There you go.
It's hard to do.
It is really hard to do. It's going to be really interesting. I do think that this is much more wide open draft. Like you said earlier, where like there's a lot of options, potential trades. I think it might just get crazy tomorrow. I think there's a lot of needs on a lot of teams that like maybe they stock up draft picks. And part of this is just grading by the teams, right? There's a lot. We picked several of the offensive linemen, but there's several offensive linemen, edge guys, interior defensive linemen that like
they kind of run together. There's not like necessarily consensus.
Yeah, and some of it's like schemes. How do they set up their defense? 4-3, 3-4. What are they used to running there? And what are these guys running in college? So that kind of depends too on how they rank them on the boards. So I think we're probably in line with like the thoughts of what the teams are thinking, but then obviously tomorrow it's going to be
absolutely.
It's going to be a crapshoot, but yeah, I always love to see the Jets fans. I got my Jets jersey on. I got my Boomer Esiason Jets, who's not really a Jets guy. He's more of
I
a Bengals
know.
guy,
I
but
didn't even know
he had a few years on the Jets. Autographed jersey from Boomer, so I've got that on my
I went with Walter Payton today. I had to go Bears.
Jets.
Yeah.
We'll give him the nod for the draft here. So it should be fun.
It'll be fun.
Okay.
All right, we got to go quick here.
Yeah. That's fine.
But we can do 2 minutes in the box real quick. So
let's do that.
Let's see what you put in the box.
Well, it's kind of interesting. We're just talking about the New York Jets and my jersey that I've got, but I'm going to actually throw those poor New York Jets into the penalty box here for 2 minutes. Let me see. Who did we pick? David Bailey. So they got an edge guy, and then let's go down. You got their second pick. Oh, tight end. We got Sadiq.
Right? Sadiq.
Yep,
Yeah,
Sadiq at tight end. So we did not address a glaring issue that the Jets have, but I want to call this out. Rory McIlroy has now won the Masters twice since the New York Jets had their last interception. 34 games, the Jets have not had an interception, and Rory has won the Masters twice since then.
Crazy.
That is a glaring need for them. Somehow we missed that in our draft because we went defense for the Jets, and defense offense, but didn't address the cornerback position. Yeah. If they don't address it here in the draft, they better address it in free agency.
Yeah, or trade or something.
Putting the Jets in the box.
Absolutely, yeah.
Get an interception this year, guys. Figure it out. Whether it's the draft or something. So they're going in my box.
All right, I like it. Okay, I'm going to put in the box people saying that there's all these bandwagon Buffalo Sabres fans. These people aren't real fans, which is
who's that?
Yeah, I don't know who that could possibly be. Right?
It's crazy.
But anyway, so they haven't made the playoffs since 2011, but they were the largest U.S. market for the 2026 Olympic gold medal game. Largest local viewership, neutral. I don't actually know how that one works. So this is just from a post off X. But 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 23, and 24 Stanley Cup Finals. They were the largest local viewership from a neutral market, so a team not playing in the finals.
Right.
In 16, 17, 18, and 19, they were the third largest local viewership of any U.S. city for the complete postseason, so all the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Yep.
Game 1 tickets this year were $464, the most of any team in the NHL, and they're projected as the largest U.S. market for the 2026 regular season. So, very passionate fan base. Not everybody's bandwagon.
Hands
Maybe
down,
just some people.
I don't know who these people are. I think they're bandwagon.
I don't know.
But they've been around forever.
Yes.
Sabres fans.
They're just getting excited now, and they're kind of coming out because their team's actually good for once.
Well, people are noticing.
I think,
that's probably what it is. Like, people are noticing now, like, how rabid their fans are, and it's like, oh, they only like them.
Yeah.
No, these fans have been there forever. They're into their hockey.
Mm-hmm.
These people that are bandwagon fans are just getting on board and seeing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've been around. Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. We got to wrap it up pretty soon here, but we'll just hit extra innings for a minute or two here, and then we'll close it out. So,
sounds good.
What do we got extra innings?
Couple things I've got. We didn't talk about NBA news, so Billy Donovan did step down as the Bulls head coach. Rumors around there, Dusty May from Michigan might be interested.
Something.
Who knows? He said he was not going to coach any other college team other than Michigan.
Did say that.
Didn't say anything about the NBA. So, and then Steve Kerr, the Warriors are not in the playoffs now. Rumors that he may be stepping down out there, or that maybe
would be crazy if
the
Bulls.
Does he go to the Bulls?
Well, homecoming. Yeah,
it'd be kind of fun. So that was one piece of news, and then John Blackwell did from Wisconsin through the portal did end up at Duke.
Yep.
So
a little lame.
I'm kind of glad he didn't go to Illinois. Illinois is going to be good enough next year.
Yeah,
they didn't need another.
I agree.
Piece there. So but Blackwell to Duke. So that one's final.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I think those were the main ones I had.
Yeah, no, I mean, otherwise, NFL draft coming up, it'll be pretty crazy to see what all happens. I think there'll be definitely some surprises first round. We only took Fernando Mendoza and no other quarterbacks, so that'll be interesting, too, to see some of those landing spots.
That's true. And I said, there's not a lot of great quarterbacks out there.
No, there's really not.
So, we'll see where the other ones end up landing and when they end up landing, I guess, is kind of a big
exactly.
thing.
I do think that fifth-year option is huge on quarterbacks, though, so I would not be surprised to see Steelers, Jets, Cardinals, somebody come back in at the end of the first round.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious on your take on Mendoza. Do you think he's like a franchise guy? I mean, I think about like these last couple drafts, like where would he slot in those drafts versus like?
I heard he'd be what, Bo Nix-ish, I think his grade is around. I think that's what I heard.
Yeah.
So like if you were to put it,
first round.
if you were to put him in that draft, he'd be around Bo Nix in that draft with Caleb Williams, which that was a great quarterback draft.
Yeah. So might be a true franchise guy.
I think he can be. Yeah. I think he probably needs the right stuff around him. Kind of like Bo Nix, where I think he is the franchise guy there in Denver.
Yeah.
He kind of needs the right pieces around him to succeed, the right offense. So it'll be interesting to see what Clint Kubiak is able to do with him.
Yep.
And I think he's a great offensive mind. I think he was the right guy to bring in for the job.
Agreed.
So that's kind of my take on that.
Yeah,
but
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But otherwise, NBA, NHL playoffs will continue. We'll keep and watch on that. I think all these first series will be about done by the next time we record.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends on how many games they're going to go.
Yeah, it will be like right around Game 7s next week when we record. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe there'll be some exciting.
Yep.
A little bit more heat picking up there. But yeah, I think that's about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. Let's wrap it there then. That's going to do it for this Drive On First and 4. If you liked today's conversation, make sure to follow, rate, and share the show. We'll be back next time breaking down the biggest stories and our generational opinions from the 4 major sports. Until then, we'll see you for the next play. Peace out.
First and